Hello guys, welcome to another market review. It's been a while. Had to take some time off, but we are back. Hopefully, we're gonna smash the remainder of the year. So we're gonna kick off by looking at the Euro USD pair. This instrument is in a range. Not a great deal has happened. There's not a breakout to the upside or the downside. We are gonna be we are really close to spending a whole year in this range, and really I don't see the reason why we should move in either direction anytime soon. So I will assume that we are gonna um, keep moving inside this range until it really doesn't. So there's that. So I wanted to point a few things out. We've, however, deviated 2 times above uh, the range, and it's resulted in a move lower in both instances. So we are now close to that third time. I mean, this is just you could consider this the third time we've traded above the upper bound of the range, and we've clearly rejected and looking at lower levels. So that's the high time frame bias. I wanted to also point out the fact that the midpoint has proven itself to be a pivotal area. Look at these daily candles, 4 daily candles in a row where we couldn't break lower and the market was just closing above that midpoint. This daily bullish engulfing really didn't matter because we retraced the whole candle, so it didn't really change the direction of this move. However, we were making lower highs here and in here while we were compressing into the mid-range, which proved itself to be resistance. So this is a classic instance of just compression under resistance, and then you have price just explode up and trade into the upper bound of that range, and it's now retracing as it should, and we are gonna deep into the lower time frames to see where we can get out of this. So let me get my lines back, and we are now looking at the hourly, and I would say not a great deal happened last week. So not not many. I don't see the trading opportunity last week. I mean, for me, the greatest um play was 2 weeks ago, where you either get long in order to fill this gap and possibly trade higher. And at this point here, you're looking at a move of around 140 pips, 150 pips uh, from the weekly open. So if by Wednesday you've already completed the weekly extension um, and price distributes into highs, to key highs, um, the shorts can pay off, and that's exactly what happened here and here. You basically complete the move of the week on the first half, start distributing into the highs, and you have this very inefficient move into the highs, and then you have this indecision candle formed at the highs, and with this inefficiency move here and here, um, shorts in here at a Friday, it's very good risk to reward in my opinion. because it's very unlikely that you are gonna keep pushing higher. So when we look at the hourly, there's something that sticks out to me, and I think that looking at inefficiencies and gaps, especially when the euro is trading in a range, is one of the best ways to keep yourself aligned with the possible direction of the instrument. So when you look at the left hand side, um, I try and see where the most significant inefficiencies are lying. And around this area, I mean, in the upper bound, I really don't see inefficiencies. I mean, and most were already filled, like here. And this one here was filled. So where are the resting inefficiencies where, well, they are sitting lower? So that already is a bearish signal or bearish point. We've also shared the daily chart, and we said, well, this is the third time we've deviated above the range, and we should assume that price is gonna keep range bound, and at least it's gonna rotate into the midpoint. I'm not calling for a move into the lower bound, but after taking the highs with the most significant inefficiencies resting lower, I think you're putting yourself in the best spot possible to trade this market if you're having a short bias. So how do we get short this market, and where are we targeting? Well, I think that this area here is a very good area for exiting your longs, just below this mid-range. If you look at this mid-range, just below it, you have this huge impulse. So I would expect price to take this, to trade into this zone, at least next week or the coming weeks. So I'm seeing few scenarios. I'm not contemplating the long scenario, but I will give you all the triggers I have in mind. So what I think is most likely to happen, and I think maybe price will rally into this channel, which I've drawn basically tying these lows together, and basically watching, we have support here, and when you extend that to the right side, you see how price also stalled here, broke lower, retested here, and then broke lower again. So I think if price comes into this channel again, it will, and it exhibits bearish price action, it will be a great short opportunity to rotate lower. So that's one trigger. The other trigger is, let's say we have a weekly open around here, and price does its thing, trades above, maybe trades into here. You don't get short the channel because you don't find a trigger. It's okay. Then it breaks below the weekly open, then you short it there. You're looking at this target. this would be the place where I exit all my EURUSD shorts. There's another scenario, and that's the bullish scenario. But for that one, maybe we should, maybe start selling off. Then we recover the weekly open. We find resistance there. Maybe price is stalled there. You see it, just moving in symmetry within this channel. Break to the upside, and then you buy the retest, because then I think it's, you know, um, we've taken enough liquidity, um, and then we've traded above the weekly open. We've also breached this channel, so you know if it does something like this, then I think it's game on for the bulls. Well, I don't think this is the most likely scenario, because most inefficiencies lie lower. So those are the scenarios I have in mind for the following weeks on the euro. So on EURAUD, I really don't have much to say. The obvious short was obviously here. You basically have this explosive move to the upside, and then you start forming daily indecision candles at a key resistance. So you just have to find a trigger within, or just get short on those daily closes and have a wild stop, and then just ride this move lower. But really, when I look at this on a daily time frame, I don't see a great deal. Maybe I would be surprised to see EURUSD go significantly lower. So what that means is, I think this is a place where maybe we're going to spend quite some time next. So I expect maybe range bound price action within this area. So maybe just wait until these lows are swiped to engage long, or swipe above this high to engage short. But yeah, this is the only thing I can really say on EURUSD. And let's see. Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up with Bitcoin, because I don't have a great deal things to say. I think I want to find the Bybit one. Let's do this one. Um, so yeah, so price has just basically drifted higher, and if you compare it with the price action we had here, it looks kind of similar. I mean, maybe this is what we get next, a next leg lower. It would actually line up well with EURUSD selling off and risk off sentiment in general, but who knows, right? What I've got here is the hourly imbalances. So when you look at the hourly time frame, I think, well, I don't know, maybe this was a daily or H4 imbalance. Bear with me. Yeah, I mean, I think this, maybe it's a weekly. Sorry. Yeah, it's a weekly imbalance. I mean, the current weekly imbalance on Bitcoin is huge. I mean, if I were to draw it, so if the same thing is going to happen, maybe we just chop around this area and we distribute here and sell off, but that's the weekly imbalance. If I draw the hourly one, well, we have two different hourly imbalances in my opinion. I'm gonna give them a different color just so we can tell them apart. This is the first one. Oh my god, yeah, I need to extend it a bit more. And we also got, I think, this one here. So just looking at this price action now, I think uh, this is expected, uh, ranging a bit after we had this big sell-off. And when Bitcoin is in a downtrend, it tends to rally a certain amount from the lows before making a new rotation lower. So I mean, if it rallies, I mean, it's only rally at 30%, and that could do for a move lower. But I think a lot more people would be trapped if it moved 40% higher. So what I mean is that let's actually study this. Let's go back in time and show to you guys what I mean. So you see here Bitcoin 2021 sell-off. This was only a 20% rally. That's okay. But from here, this is what I mean. So from this low here into the next lower high, it rallied 45%. I can tell you a lot of people got emotional here because we were trading above these highs. A lot of people were thinking that we've broken the structure, but in reality, the high time frame, you're just hitting a premium or the best selling opportunity if you are aligned with the higher time frame trend, which is bearish. So if you move around 40% from these lows, this is one of the greatest places where distribution could take place before we make a new low. And also, whenever you look at Bitcoin making significant bases, they take time. I mean, this has been what, a few months? It tends to stay in those bottoms for at least a year, or at least 6 to 12 months, and we've only been here for uh, 2 months, the best part. So what I mean is, if it moves higher, don't get excited, because you're basically here. You will be moving into the yearly open and a huge origin of supply. A lot of people engaged short here. So unless you reach this zone and trade into above 90k, you start spending time above here, and you don't, this is not a deviation, and you have acceptance above the level, then I still wouldn't be really bullish. I think the yearly open is really the line in the sand, because it lines up with a huge origin of supply. A lot of selling took place here, and you have the yearly open, and we've also seen that it would be around a 42% or 45% bounce in a bearish trend. So if it closes and spends time above there, then yeah, it would probably make new highs, or at least trade into all-time highs then. But until then, you're just seeing a bounce in a bearish higher time frame trend. So I think that on the coming weeks, we're gonna see an attempt into this zone, and if you get bearish price action here, like bearish looking candle, maybe you can sell a retest of a key level and trade it into the mid 70k, I would say. Yeah, something like that. But this is my basically high time frame views on Bitcoin, because that's the way I prefer to trade Bitcoin, is understanding where it is on higher time frames. Not like the euro, where I like to trade on a week-to-week basis. I think Bitcoin offers greater opportunities for trend following systems, and I prefer to use range trading on the euro. But yeah, hope you found that useful. I'll be back next week, so let's make money this week. Let's hope for a profitable week. So see you guys next week.